the reins to your right.
If running that morning, they quit, thought I would take stock.
Might be murdered, her quick.
Yeah,
Yes.
here.
Her something.
No.
I got married.
Wait, we're talking.
Yeah.
Let's call the Budget and Finance meeting to order. Roll call, please.
David Atkins.
Here.
Charles Beard. Here. Wayne Beard. Johnny Bruce.
Here.
Michael Douglas. William Gibson. Beverly Hall.
Here.
Tyler King. William Pitts. Zach Marlowe.
These companies.
Rusty Orr.
Yes, here.
Chris Ball. Darren Sharp. Erica Simpson.
Here.
Scott Stanley.
Here. Dwayne Bear is here.
Wayne Bear. And, 9 members, you have 4.
Like to step into that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your budget amendments in front of you, 6-1 through 6-19. Entertain a motion.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Russ, go ahead.
6-1 through 6-7.
6-1 through 6-6 is the school size. That's your motion.
That's what
Have a second. Second by David Atkins. There you go.
All right. School amendment 6-1. Fund 141. General purpose school fund. This is adjustments to the revenues, lowering the property tax estimate by $31,500, increasing the sales tax estimate by the same amount, $31,500 in the general purpose school fund. The attachment is just showing the revenue change, some reduction in current property tax of $31,500, increase in the local option sales tax of $1,500. Resolution 6-2 is another amendment for the general purpose school fund, Fund 141. TCAP projects growth providing funds from the new enrollment program and mandating supplemental pay for 19 participating in that program. So this amendment is included on Exhibit B. It recognizes $29,342.25 of contributions to the assessment of TCAP. And then I'll provide the same amount of funding, $29,342.25 appropriations for salaries and wages, social security, state and Medicare contributions, Resolution 6-3 is the general purpose school fund, Fund 141 amendment. The Board of Education received insurance recovery relative to Tommy and the CTE department, Campbell County High School, and some funds have been appropriated to use in an insurance recovery. So the C shows the $49,700 insurance recovery revenue, an increase of $3,900, and then in the maintenance and repair services equipment line item, that has increased the appropriation of $3,900 to utilize those funds. Resolution 6-4, also general purpose school fund, Fund 141. This is just some adjustments to personnel costs. As they change over the course of the years, we need to make some of these, so this is just some increases for principals and assistant principals in a total amount of $8,518, and this corresponding decrease for teacher salaries in the same amount. So again, just a alignment of funding for personnel costs. Resolution 6-5, also the general purpose school fund, Fund 141. There's a need to replace a firewall in the technology department, so money is being realigned for personnel savings to be able to fund the cost of that. If you look at Exhibit E, there's a purchase of other equipment in the amount of $60,000. And then there's $60,000 in decreases in teacher salaries or levy savings to be able to fund the purchase of that piece of equipment. And finally, the last one, Resolution 66, General Purpose School Fund, Fund 141. The cost of legal services is higher than anticipated due to additional work on potential litigation. So again, funds are being realigned to be able to fund that. Look at Exhibit F. There's an increase in the funding for legal services of $5,000 and a decrease in teacher salary amount of $5,000. So the savings there to be able to fund the increased costs of legal services. So those are the Board of Ed Amendment 6166.
Any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
David Atkins,
Yes.
Charles Baird,
Yes.
Wayne Baird,
Yes.
Johnny Bruce,
Yes.
Beverly Hall,
Yes.
Jack Marlowe,
Yes.
Rusty Orr,
Yes.
Erica Simpson,
Yes.
Scott Stanton.
Yes.
We have 9 aye votes.
I state that budget amendments 6-1 through 6-6 has passed this committee. I'll entertain a motion for 6-7 through 6-19.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion 6-7 through 6-19, county salary budget.
Motion by Orr, second. Second by Atkins. Here.
Right.
Amendment 6-7, this is for the county general fund, Fund 101. The county expects to receive $61,566.05 in reimbursement from the state for the May 5th primary election. So that revenue will be recognized and then other funding appropriated, so those funds can be utilized. Exhibit G, you'll see that other state grants, on the revenue side, there's an increase of $61,566.05. And then in the other charges account, 599, from the election commission, there's an increase of $61,560.05. Resolution 6-8 is also an amendment to the county general fund, Fund 101. And basically, this is a revision to the recovery court grant to reflect our estimated expenses and appropriations. And you can see in Exhibit H, there's a decrease in anticipated expenditures of $7,770, part-time personnel, Social Security, other supplies and materials. In the revenue account, $46,980, recovery cost center of state grants is being reduced by that $7,770. And that just realigns the revenue and expenses we anticipate them to be. Resolution 6-9 is an amendment from the County General Fund, Fund 101. The trustee commission expenses are higher than originally budgeted. So that additional appropriation is going to be funded from increased state TVA revenue and contracted prisoner court revenue. Again, on Exhibit I, shows the detail. You can see the appropriation for the trustees commission. Account 510 is being increased by $20,000, and there's an increase in the state revenue sharing amount of $5,000, and a contracted prisoner boarding revenue of $15,000. And those increased revenues then offset the increased appropriation. Amendment 610 is also the county general fund, Fund 101. This is just funding is being realigned related to an invoice that we received for red light repair work. Exhibit J will just show that there's a decrease in account 207, function 54-210 for medical insurance of $650, and that's being moved to function 54-130, line 336 for maintenance and repair services, where that expenditures that they have to incur will be in the appropriate account. Resolution 611, County General Fund, Fund 101. There's various changes based on employee participation in life and medical insurance, and also need to make some realignment of our employment claims primarily relative to the jail, and also for medical insurance savings in the jail category. So on Exhibit K, it just shows all those various realignments. Medical insurance being reduced by $11,807, 54,210, and then various increases in some of the other functions in order to have appropriate appropriations for medical insurance, life insurance, and unemployment compensation. Resolution 612 is an amendment for the County General Fund, Fund 101. An invoice was received for legal work on the Siler case from Park Knight. And an appropriation is needed to fund this from unassigned fund balance. So there was no requisition or purchase order that was issued relative to this expense. You can see on the exhibits, $2,064 is being increased as an appropriation for legal services, and that's being funded from unassigned fund balance in the same amount. Resolution 613 is for the Drug Control Fund, Fund 122. Revenue projections are lower than anticipated in Fund 122, so that is going to be offset by revenue received from the surplus auction. See, they're just realignments on the revenue side. You can see that in Exhibit M. There's an increase, there's a reduction in various drug control fines and proceeds from confiscated property, and then an increase in the revenue from sale of equipment in function 44,530 of $13,796. Resolution 614 is an amendment for the Highway Public Works Fund, Fund 131. The department had some scrap metal sales that generated $5,262.40 in revenue. They want to appropriate those funds in $6,212 contract department agencies. Again, it's an increase in revenue from 30 sale of materials products to $5,260.40, and appropriations added in $62,212 for contracts with private agencies. Resolution 615 is amendment to the County General Fund. The Recreation Committee voted to have a parking lot for this park striped, and also money for additional pavilion. So that's going to be next week. Exhibit O. You can see that there's two appropriations added, one for other charges for $5,200, one for other capital $6,900 for total $12,100. Equity account, sitting on $12,000. Resolution 616, Solid Waste Sanitation Fund, Fund 116. This is just realigning revenue and expenditure accounts that reflect actual collections.
Everybody get that? Okay. Is there any other questions? Okay.
On the first one, Mr. Pearson, on the reimbursement from the state on the election, was that the actual cost of the election? Or, I thought we were supposed to get are we supposed to get fully refunded on that?
I'm not sure about specific amount of that question. I'd have to check with the family to see if it's actually the exact amount we spent. I would assume it would be, because the reimbursement.
Was it 100% we're supposed to get on that, or do you?
I believe it's on the back of that.
And then the next one is, when was the invoice submitted for Mr. Stockpile for Mr. Knight on the solid base?
I'd have to go back.
Okay.
But yeah, that was anticipated.
I know it's a small amount, but, we don't have a change order, we don't pay it. I would like to go and make sure that,
Yeah, that's one where, Zach and I talked about that a little bit. Typically, we just get invoice that, and it wasn't a position of purchase order. We would pay at least 80 to the FMS. This one, I wasn't sure if it was prior agreements with the legal firm. We have to be doing this one.
but from your understanding, we should not get another invoice on this as far as you know.
As far as I know, I'm going to check this out.
Could you do me a favor if we do get another one? Is that something that we can try to research and make sure that we're?
Yeah, and that's, I would ask that question is, I don't know the history on this.
Yeah. Right, I understand that, but I'm just saying, if there's another invoice that comes in that we're not aware of, that Mr. Pearson's not aware of, or Zach, whoever is not aware of, that we research and see what the original agreement was on this tornado. And then my next question is on the, since Bruce is there, I'm asking, for the collections down and everything. Bruce, do we have our overtime under control now?
It's getting there.
Okay. So it's improving?
Yes, improved.
Okay. That's all I got.
I got a few, I'm sorry. Go back to the election commission. You think it's your understanding that we're going to reimburse us even for the time that the employees have to work that day? That's one of the questions I asked. You must, was it just for the employees that's working in the election? Because the county had to shut down. Time. get Mr. Coker's opinion on discussing. You know, you talked about that, yes, I'm familiar with it.
Last time you sleeps, I've slept since then, but you actually, the last thing I remember you saying, this is done. And then I see this the other night, I go to it, I said, so, I'm not the only one that raised suspicion. I'm glad about it.
I will tell you, it is not done.
Okay, well, that's good, right, no. 6:15, usually voted to strike, Chairman, directly here. Strike, all vice chair, some parking lot, you're talking about strike, the main big parking lot, TWRA thing. We've already got that set, installed, and it's going to be done pretty soon. Give me a few days, because that parking lot belongs to the TWRA. I think we might convince them to pay for that spot, that parking lot. So, remind me more on that problem. We're going to say for something, I mean, if we have to, we have to, but it needs to be done. 6:16, the animal service, the zone units, how many does that buy? One. It's a whole different ballgame than what we're used to in the house. Bill, that's handled for animals.
What, I'm sorry?
I may look at, I'm sorry, I apologize. No. What number? 616. 616, it's the animals where they got the money from the solid waste.
This is ours.
Line, not only that, but lines too. The open purse, you said it's 616.
Yeah.
That's a total thing is what I'm thinking of.
This is an automated CPR machine. It does the compressions. It's set up to do compressions consistently, right depth, right time, the right space, because many of y'all have had to do CPR out Stony Fork in the fall. You get tired, that machine doesn't.
Okay, this is only on one ambulance, so we know to get them on all ambulances.
Well, that's what we applied for, but they granted us one. So hopefully
That's
we
better than that one, sorry.
can reapply and get a couple more next go round.
One comment back on 619, is that right? 619, the hybrid registration fee, that's going away pretty soon. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know how it's been budgeted, I don't go to the road system, but, yeah, they supposedly do good. They voted this year to do away with the hybrid, that was an argument. We got a hybrid car that's actually being charged with gasoline, paying gas tax. And it took them 4 or 5 years to state to get caught up with the federal government. They're saying, you can't do this. So we was told this year, it was voted out there. It's not. The other side's going up. Just for information on that, if you want to learn. I'm done. Thank you.
Anyone else? Motion to order, taking into actions to approve 6-7 through 6-19. Roll call, please.
Jim Atkins?
Yes.
Charles Bair? Yes. Wayne Bair?
Yes.
Johnny Bruce?
Yes.
Beverly Hall?
Yes.
Jack Marlowe? Yes. Rusty Orr? Yes. Eric Simpson?
Yes.
Scott Sandy?
Yes.
And I vote.
Like to state that those resolutions, 6-7 through 6-19 has passed this committee. Rick, anything else you can bring from us? Any other questions before we adjourn? It's been adjourned. Guys, you have 5 minutes.
We need to recess now.
No, we have to recess our main meeting next week. To do the, Nice thing you doing, buddy.
Brother, not observed.
Collins County Commission Workshop Board, would everyone please rise? Lord, could you lead us in prayer, along with the pledge?
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this great day, the blessings of God. Thank you for all that you do. Bless each and every one, Lord. See this building, Lord, bless the Lord, sit down. I pray, Lord, that you'll give us the knowledge and understanding to make the best decision for our county, for our citizens. Lord, bless each and every one, bless our children. And Father, bless the first responders. Bless our soul. Most of all, bless this great day. Thank you for all that you do in our life, Lord. Most of all, Lord, thank you for Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can see, roll call, please.
David Atkins.
Here.
Charles Baird.
Here.
Dwayne Baird.
Here.
Donnie Bruce.
Here.
Michael Douglas. Dwayne Gibson. Beverly Hall. Tyler King. Dwayne Pitts.
Here.
Chris Paul. Zach Marlowe. Erica Simpson. Rusty Orrick.
Here.
Derek Sharp. Scott Stanfield.
Here.
11 present for us.
Like I stated, we do have a quorum. Okay, folks, at this time, let's go ahead and start building an agenda. Approval of the previous monthly minutes, you should have that. No public applications approval. Committee reports and minutes, that is from the May 4, 2026 Planning Commission, May 18, 2026 Building and Grounds, May 27, 2026 Insurance and Personnel, May 28, 2026 FMS. Approved budget amendments and other funding resolutions. The Budget and Finance Committee approved budget amendment 6-1 through 6-19 previous meeting. Tabitha, we have no outstanding. Not yet. Okay. Reports from county officials and all departments, including the Board of Education. Tabitha, we can do this.
Yes.
Okay. Organizations receiving contributions from the county, we should be wrapping that up, correct? Okay. Information, maybe any information? No? Okay. Through the recognition, county health department, okay. Recognition, county librarians, exactly those are going to handle this one. Okay. Okay, the Epic software contract. Same, I guess I would someone carry that. Epic, you tell us about that, please.
Software contract is a system that we're getting ready to put in, and it just has to be contract signed with Stephen and county.
We'll carry that for us.
It's all
Also, let's go back, who wants to carry the health department, making this stuff? What about the Campbell County librarians? Ryan kids? Okay. For the county to apply for a little grant for fiscal year 2027. Who was getting that? Second. Okay. Through purchase of the Toshiba color printer at $8,846 for commission on this. fiscal year 26-27. We'll just give that. Approve of EMS grant contract with Apollo Medical Foundation in the amount of $26,960.92. Approve agreement with Campbell County and the Department of Transportation for temporary closure of the Hunter Branch for realignment.
Can we discuss that, Mr. Bruce?
I move, that's what we have.
It is also realignment for some samples and to put in Hopsdale, which they may have to close Hunter's Branch. It does not say.
We should put the new articles.
Yes. And I kind of thought we put it enough on it. We can try to widen the entrance or the branch. Guardrail just go down there or something.
Maybe anyone wants to carry it. Sure, go ahead.
And just out of curiosity, why are we being asked to take a stance on closing that road? They never asked us before when they decided to, the state decided to authorize them to shut it down for a few minutes so they could let it rock for it last because they thought that was a appropriate place for a rock for the state.
Questions?
It's a fair question.
Yes.
I can answer that.
I'll carry it, but I'd like to know more about
Check my reports.
Do that.
Okay.
I mean, this is, it don't say where it's going to start, no, I see it's got a little map on it. It looks like the section that actually doesn't cross from Sunrise Biscuit Shop, goes down the main road, to another branch, is that correct?
That's what I would have marked up. I mean, had closed today in one lane. That's what started becoming one lane right there.
So it's something to do with that, it's going to be a lot of people.
I believe it finds in some driveway to the old bar, he'll change it or something like
I
that.
think it's going to have.
I think it's going to have to do it. I'll check into that, so that's the way I understood it, that's it.
But you're okay.
I'll carry it, coming out in Oxford with
All right. Approve Gil Gary and Dina Miller to the library board. Tax, is there any other things we need to have here? Okay. Mayor, Bill, sir.
First, thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, this information, we have the Jellicoe Veterans Breakfast week, June 13th. This is the quarterly meeting, so this month we have two. It's sponsored by Hillwell Bank of Jellicoe. We're happy that they can do that. On June the 15th, at 9:30, I hope you all been notified on what you have. The Oak Grove Boat Ramp will be dedicated. TVA will have a whip cutting there at 9:30 in the morning, June the 15th. And then like for many of us coming, it's we're there for the park is taken over. Because we revamped it, electric gates and all that. So, TVA has called and they're going to have a lot of people there from TVA from the state. Some of our representatives from there. They called it whip cut.
that was federal money involved in that and stuff.
Yes.
I was right, I was just state money. It's federal.
But it's open all, so if you like to come, we like to have you, I'll recognize you again. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Commissioners,
complaint was that by closing that off, that they weren't going to be able to get to an easement that went down to the lake. So, I can't give the land legal advice to understand that. They were wanting to know what could be done at this point, if they wanted to revisit that or try to change it. If the commission decides that you don't want to do that, then you would send it back to the planning commission, and they, Mr. Walker said they would try to work something out with the property owners to resolve that situation, and maybe bring it back. That's all I know about it, and I sent you all an email here yesterday or today that explains all of this. So, to read that, you understand where it is. You can also get a drawing on it that shows the property was abandoned, and this little right of way went down, touched the cul-de-sac that goes down to the lake, where he said that people there in the neighborhood could use it, if they wanted to clean it up.
I wasn't aware of that. I just was following.
That's all I know.
Are you aware of any of that, Russ?
We discussed it at the planning commission, I think everything from that night also, and that was actually brought up in the planning commission, because I was aware that there was an easement that went down the lake, they said it was not affected. And I think George Rock, or a planner, looked at it also, and we kind of had an assumption that he's no attorney either, that he works in the planning, that it was, it wouldn't affect that. And I think Road Superintendent Dillbeck also was planning on, I guess we need to go back to the well. We don't want to interrupt, I would think the commission, definitely the planning commission, won't interrupt an easement that's going down the lake out by the shore.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. I wasn't aware of it, but I must not have got the email, Mr. Coker. I was out in the office this afternoon, but I didn't read that.
Have you talked to Jordan the last couple of days about it, Joe?
Been emailing with you.
Was his thoughts that it was going to be closed, or?
It's just, he told me that the planning commission had probably recommended,
It was recommended on the basis that the cul-de-sac was never built and it wouldn't close off that access point.
I assume that.
I'll get with you, Joe, and all that.
And this man was saying that they would need to be able to park somewhere there to get down to it. That's all I know now.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'll just reserve a spot on the agenda in case there is any action.
Is that the easement for the inner lots to get down to the lake, is that what it is? Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make me feel at all. That's been a discussion in the past, that I've talked to some of the citizens in there, and that's even access to the lake, that going down the road.
Let's say that lakefront.
And then we got lakefront property. I think,
Additionally, Mr. Bruce has asked me to reserve the place. He may have some equipment that could surplus this month. And the mayor may not have it. And I think that's all.
George, you got anything?
All right.
Dwayne?
only thing I've got is, looks like the park is starting to shape up pretty good, out there. We still got some equipment laying around out there that we request to get moved. I think there's a few items that need to get surplus out there as well. Have you talked to Jay on those?
Yeah, he said he had some of these, so.
I'd like to leave a spot. I'd like to leave a spot for items to be surplus out there, so we don't spend rules.
Now, it's my understanding, in some of that personal properties,
It needs to be moved, whatever it is, needs to be moved off the premises.
do they have one?
No, I'd like to see that moved by next meeting.
Mr. Coker, on the utilities, thing with the jail, have you heard any more back from, on that?
No.
Okay. Should we go ahead and send the paperwork that we have, send it to the state? I think everything is ready to go, is it not?
It has all been assembled by Mr. Marlowe, and it's ready, it would be ready to send, yes. You had asked me to contact Mr. Robert Asbury to set up a meeting, and I did, and the response that we got back, which you have this in an email as well, that he had talked with Mr. Wallace, Frank Wallace, who had advised him that they had an attorney in Nashville that they were working with, who had been in contact with the county mayor's office. And I talked with the mayor, and he said, my office has not been in contact with him, so there's some kind of a disconnect there. So we've said, still would like to meet, but I've not heard back from him. He said that he would review all of these documents. There were 22 of them, I believe, 23, that I sent him last week. And he was in court, and he said he would review them on Friday and then get back with me. But I have not yet heard back from him. So whether or not there will be anything come of that or not, I said, you know, we'd like to meet, talk with him. But perhaps by the next meeting here, next Monday, we will hear from him. I gather that he had never seen these documents.
Well, I spoke to Mr. Jeff Marlowe last week, and Jeff says that he has everything prepared for us, ready to send to the state board, and that it's whatever this body wants to do. That's Dwayne.
How often does that board meet in Nashville?
Once a quarter.
Yeah, the next meeting will be in September.
The next
We have
meeting
bypassed
this meeting?
Yes, we have.
The next meeting is June the 11th.
But
We can't submit it to get on the agenda?
June the 11th?
no, because it's my, I asked the same thing, Dwayne. It's my understanding it has to be submitted 30 days prior to the board meeting.
Pardon me,
Go ahead.
they can add that to the agenda and go ahead and send that letter now to the state water. Because that was the process. My understanding, the comptroller told us 2 years ago. Once the paperwork is filed and everything's checked and cross-filed, it goes to the state water board.
I believe it would be mine, but I can't. Mr. Chairman, I can't make a motion to approve it. I'll have it.
Somebody else had it since I'm in position.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Well, hey, Joe, is there any problem with me asking that we go ahead and direct the mayor to send that to the,
No, I don't think there would be a problem with it.
okay. I'll check that. Okay. If there's anything else that I need to bring up?
And just this new funds for that, he's going to talk about.
Okay. We'll have an opportunity in a few minutes. Okay. Robert Goodness is not here. Robert Goodness is not here. Ms. Bev?
Here I go again, about the road up there. I about saw a terrible, terrible wreck because the car was at the red light, going to turn into David Chapel. Here come a truck flying and it almost hit. Can we not have T-Dot paint some lines or something showing it's not a turn lane? And that's all we need to do. This is not a turn lane.
Mayor? You make a request?
Maybe use that for somebody's field.
Okay. Anything else, Bev? Tyler?
I'll have a proclamation from Mark Tibble, D1 from
Dwayne Kitts.
To add what Ms. Bev said about the intersection up there at Davis Chapel, the state's aware of that, and there's gonna be something happen there. It's gonna be bad. And I've seen a lot of close calls, and the state, TDOT has been informed about it, from what my understanding is, and we'll just keep trying. Mayor, you just keep trying, keep requesting, and see what we can do there. But the only thing I have, Mr. Chairman, would be carrying a recognition of the libraries, and I'd like to set a recreation committee meeting next Wednesday, June 17th at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
On the side here.
In the lower courtroom. Right here. You got that tab? Okay, you had the calendar, please. And I think that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Go ahead, Beth.
Has the trees been planted yet?
Yes, I have.
I said that the other day, that's playing.
Trees been planted, and the tennis court, pickleball court's been resurfaced. And the new ice maker has been installed, and the ice chests have been moved down to the park office, the RV park, Campbell.
Last time I was by there, did they put the net up on the basketball?
It's we had a citizen that actually donated the net, and put it up.
Just gonna be good.
They did really good. I'd like to thank the sheriff's department, I guess, Michael Barnes, I believe, is that right? Yes. Thank him for the good job they done.
Anything else, Wayne?
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Zach?
Anybody want to hear any of the stuff on the liabilities tonight? John, if you want to give us, is that fine with you, John, if you can give us a breakdown? If I'm not mistaken, I'm certain, like I say, I sleep sometimes, I forget what we've done. But the health insurance, I believe, Eric, it was approved last month.
Yeah.
So all we have is the liability side of it, and the numbers came in real good, and while we're all here, and John is still here, it'd be great. If anybody's got any questions, he's the man to ask, but they did a wonderful job. The committee thinks they have. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'll start with the bid openings for the health insurance. Of course, back on March 1st, we solicited bids and had a bid opening at Finance Director's office for the health insurance. I believe that's been approved previously by this body. The insurance finance committee met and discussed the Board of Ed's insurance renewal. Board of Ed is currently insured with the Tennessee Risk Management Trust, which is a governmental pool. It's a nonprofit. TCA code governing nonprofit pools in the state of Tennessee. TCA code says that you do not have to bid if you buy your insurance from a nonprofit governmental pool. There's a specific reason for that. Because the pools have advantages over private insurance carriers. They are designed to provide insurance to you at the lowest possible price. They're signed off with coverages that other insurance companies can't offer. So So the legislature recognized that and wrote that law specifically for that. So with the Board of Ed currently insured with the Tennessee Risk Management Trust, our work comp premium for 25-26 is $451,863. For 26-27 is $474,580. It's an increase of $22,717 or 5.03%. Now, of that 5.03%, the majority of it is in state mandated raises. So on the Board of Ed side, teachers are now paid more as per legislation. So as teacher salary goes up, the work comp premium goes up. And that's almost all of this increase, the increase in salaries on the work comp side. For the Board of Ed, your liability insurance, your physical damage, your property, in 25-26, your premium is $764,496. Your renewal premium is $801,547. It's an increase of $37,051 or 4.85%. Real good increase. Real good price. Your TIV, which stands for total insured value, get increased as you buy cars, materials, etc. The value of what you're insured goes up, so your premium goes up. So we thought 4.85% was good. Total renewal premium, $1,276,127. Last year, you were $1,216,359. It's an increase of 4.9%. Feel real good about that. For your government side, Sheriff's Department, Sanitation Department, Ambulance Service, all your government side, you're insured with the local government insurance pool. Again, local government insurance pool is a public pool designed to provide insurance for counties. Last year, your work comp premium was $555,493. This year, you're at $598,782. It's an increase of $43,289 or 7.7%. On your package side, your expired premium is $1,423,761. The renewal premium is $1,492,589. In totality, your renewal premium is $2,091,371. Your expiring is $1,979,254. It's an increase of $112,117 or 5.66%. Your TIV or total insured value, close to $10 million. Of course, as you buy ambulances, front-end loaders, etc., you're increasing your TIV. The finance director did send out every department head in Campbell County a list of insured vehicles and requested that those department heads reply by email and CC me on the replies so that we can remove any surplus vehicles that were on there that shouldn't be insured. Every department head that responded, those vehicles were removed. Premium you see in front of you or after those vehicles have been removed. Piece of property removed, etc. Moving on to your election commission.
Let's talk about that.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't want any names, but all the one department heads that I've seen, how many of them responded to that? All or?
Just last year's, the last year run through this year. Last year's run through or this year's run through?
This year.
Okay. Last year, I know when we went through because it was actually the insurance committee and we had a big turnover in surplus items last year, so and we just told them not to do that.
So how many department heads responded to the?
I have to check that.
What kind of every 3 months, insurance committee will request what package, fleet, equipment,
their policy because they are not an employee of Campbell County government. Right? In so many cases, a lawsuit found this hole in coverage. It wasn't us, it was another county. So for probably 7 or 8 years now, we've had a separate policy for the election commission. It is called the DNO policy. It stands for directors and officers. What that means is that that person is involved in litigation or lawsuit and it comes back to Campbell County, that you are covered. Campbell County's covered, okay? In 25-26, the premium was $10,119. For 26-27, that policy drops to $6,272. That is a broker policy. We get quoted with as many carriers as we can. We use brokers, so we're able to find a better price this year. That's a decrease of $3,847 or 38.02%. That's the 3 prices that we have. Any questions?
Let me say, we approved the insurance, the health insurance last month, and we'll be approving the liability and the compensation on the county side. We're still waiting on the cyber, which is no big problem. We know it's probably going to come in maybe a tad higher, but it's right around 10 grand, so it's nothing that's going to throw us way out of the loop. We have to carry cyber.
How many different quotes do we get on the compilation?
On the coffee collision for the Campbell County government, we only get quotes from the court. On the Campbell County government side, we're not really in a position right now to bid because of the ratio.
We've been in a position probably in the last 20 years. I've sat on the insurance committee for 20 years, been the chairman of the majority of it. We've actually looked, when David was doing the job, David Rookie. Nobody will run insurance. I wish they would. But thank God the local government insurance boom. I think I just used to take the product. It's a non-profit. Some counties will lose, like we have in the past, have a fee pay out for some reason, and the other counties absorb it. And that's why it's beneficial work, and I may not be on commission after this September, and that's fine, but I don't believe we'll find any other liability compensation insurance is going to match this. I wish we could, but we're not in that position. But at least we have an insurance company that's a nonprofit, and they're kind of sorting it out about, how many have they got? 70-something counties across the state now.
Where do you say?
So it's not nothing small. And Becky, I think Becky's the vice president now of the company. And we run into her a lot and ask for her. If you got any questions, you call her. I call her actually on the phone at least once every 3 months to see how we're doing.
We do request loss runs. What we do is we request those loss runs on behalf of the county. We give it to our broker to solicit to see if there's any carriers that are invested. Where we're at with our loss runs.
Are we even close?
We are. We're not. So what I've been advised is we are probably 40% higher than we need to be to get interest from private insurance carriers.
In your opinion?
I was given a number, sorry.
No, in your opinion, how long does it take you to draw percentage-wise? I know you get it every year, but, I mean, how long do you think it would take to drop, to get in that category if no additional litigation or anything like that were to come forward? And also, even if we could drop, do you think the government insurance pool is still a better option?
The last bid opening that we had, when we were in a better position with loss ratio, at the finance office, when we opened the bid, Tennessee Risk Management Trust was $100,000 cheaper than the next closest private insurance carrier. From my perspective, I want you guys to get the best insurance, the best price you can get. Today, with the loss ratio as it is, that is the government rules. If you have a really good year, now, loss ratios are, you have a 1 year and a 5 year. Most carriers will request 5-year loss runs, so we go back 5 years. So there's a 5-year loss ratio and a 1-year loss ratio. If you have several good years where your losses are exceptional, that puts you in a position to, at the very least, maybe look at those bids. Certainly with a good loss ratio, you have leverage to negotiate with the pools. You know, the pools see you have a good loss ratio and you're taking it to bid, just the threat of taking it to bid can get you a better price. But when the carrier sees an extremely high loss ratio, they're not afraid. They know no one's going to touch it. There's no way to do it.
John says, I was on the workers' comp school side. They looked at 5 years. And before they even look at dropping at anything, you had to have those 5 years over.
Can I say something quick? I just want to say from a director's standpoint, that's unfortunately had a few losses, insurance claims over the past couple of years in our department. I would just like to say thank you to Mr. Bentley and E.E. Hill Insurance, because one instance that sticks out in my head, I think when we had a fire up there, Mr. Bentley called me before I called him and said, what do you need? Is there anything that we can do to help you guys get through this process? Anytime I call with a question or concern about anything, it's always Johnny on the spot. So thank you guys for that. And that means a lot to me to have somebody locally to go to, because I don't always speak the insurance language, but these guys do on our behalf, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr.
Unless there's anything else?
One thing that was brought to our attention, and I think you just read it off, and may not call it, on the local government insurance pool side of that liability part, our value had increased $10 million. So, you know, I can drive an older truck for a while, and it'd be a little bit cheaper on the insurance, but when I buy a new one, all the bells and whistles, it's going to go up. So we've got a good fleet. The Campbell County Commission and the department heads have worked hard on that. But you look at a $10 million value cost of it. So at that $112,000 increase, the biggest portion of that was from that increase of our value. You know, replacement value when we get to that point road. As the chairman and as one of the commissioners, but as the chairman of the insurance government, the insurance and personnel committee, I'm pleased this year. I know it's not the best in the world, but I was looking for a whole lot worse. We're going through what we went through 2 years ago, but we did not have control of it. And I believe that's what made most commissioners sit here mad, because we don't have control over certain things. But at the end of the day, we got one control for it, pay the premiums. But thank you all. You just did a great job in my eyes. Thank you.
Go ahead.
While we're talking about different stuff, Joe, is there anything that we can discuss on the salary deal? Or
That's not a case that I'm advocating. I don't know.
okay.
We already talked. Would you see?
Yeah.
All right. Zach?
I just want to say I appreciate everything you all do for us. And as far as local government insurance pool goes, I know I carried a resolution probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, that asked for better communication. I'm pleased to say that they have gotten better, and I'm very pleased that they've gotten us a better attorney.
On the legality ends of the lawsuits, is what you're talking about.
Anything else, Rusty?
No, Hunter's Branch, TDOT,
Would you want more information on that?
I'm gonna make some phone calls, should get a chance this week. And, but if it's actually that turn of lane, it's gonna be a lesson to us.
Mr. Campbell.
In the city.
I just got airport committee, the other two I was going to carry.
You want to explain the airport committee being, how you did this, or?
The airport committee met this evening, and we discussed the bond at the airport on the runway project, and we decided to go ahead. We took the vote, and there was a unanimous vote to go ahead and cancel the bond. I said, call him in to go on rest, he said, cancel, so I decided that's what you
All right, Scott, yes?
That's it.
Okay. Guys, before I take comments from the citizens, anyone else have anything to say before we move on? John, did you sign in?
Get in. Yeah.
Can you hand me that?
At least I already got my name on it.
Okay, come on.
Talking to you about the road on College Hill, on the south side of College Hill, going down towards Pine Bridge. It's a narrow road, and there's no painted lines or anything like that, but people use it as a racetrack. I always tell them, so unfortunately, less time to evening time, it's time for the drag strip to open up, because they come up through there, 15-mile-an-hour posted limit up to there. It's already posted on both sides of the hill. And they wear it out going up to there. And we've got kids all up and down that road. There's a church right at the top of the hill where the old College Hill School used to be, Racket Baptist Church now, I believe. Somebody's gonna get hurt or even killed out there. If they're using it for a shortcut coming off Denver, going to the lake. And then when they come back up, they use it for a shortcut going back up. I talked to Don Billbeck out there, his road superintendent. He said, oh, well, he put signs up, but we've already got speed limit signs up. We've got children play signs up. But he said we can't do anything for, as far as speed bumps through there. And we can't close it off because of emergency vehicles trying to get through there. But if anybody knows anything about the South College Hill, it's a loop, it's a block. It loops back around. I don't know what we can do about that. It's a narrow road, you can't leave. The 2 cars pass coming up and down, you've got to pull off, to let another car through. It's not wide enough to put the 2-way line of scripting up on it. So I'm bringing it before you guys to see what I can do.
Well, that is my district, District 2. The only thing we could suggest is have the mayor put some patrols out there more often, or start patrolling it. Because like Gilbeck said, signs are up, people don't care. They don't care about signs. Yeah, so just more patrol, or patrolling it. That's all we need.
Even some of the neighbors at the top of the hill, we've even done it, are screaming at these guys to slow down, because their kids are outside playing. And if the ball goes on the road, the kid goes across to get it.